Australia is investing a massive $15 billion into a project that might seem a bit strange at first, an underground road. It sounds a little bizarre, right? After all, Australia has plenty of open space, so why build a hidden route below ground? But there's more to it than just a road. This project could be the start of a major shift in how we think about highways, with massive underground tunnels replacing traditional open-air routes. So what exactly is this project? It's called the Torrens to Darlington, or T2D. The plan is to create a 78-kilometre underground motorway, a vision that could eventually lead to a country without traffic lights. For a nation known for its vast open landscapes, this project might seem over the top and, frankly, very costly. But it's already well underway, and today we're going to take a closer look at what this all means and why it's happening. Let's dive in. Since we're talking about Australia's highways, one that really stands out is the North-South Corridor, which runs about 78 kilometres from Gawler in the north all the way down to Old Noarlunga in the south. Unlike other motorways, this one is very crucial. In fact, it's a backbone for the entire South Australia's transport network. The North-South Corridor connects major hubs like Port Adelaide, the Islington Rail Terminal, and even the Adelaide Airport. It handles a huge chunk of both freight and commuter traffic. So without it, South Australia's economy and daily life would be thrown into chaos. But there's a catch. This vital highway is still incomplete, and that's due to a missing stretch of 10.5 kilometres through Adelaide's busy urban centre. This section is known as the Torrens to Darlington, or T2D, and it's often referred to as the missing artery of the whole route. Once this stretch is finished, the highway will finally be whole. However, finishing this part of the road comes with a hefty price tag of around 15.4 billion Australian dollars. That works out to an eye-watering 1.47 billion per kilometre, making it one of the most expensive road projects in the country. For comparison, Sydney's Northwest Metro comes in at just $230 million per kilometre, so you can see how T2D stands out in terms of cost. So why is it so pricey? The main reason is that instead of being built on the surface like most roads, the T2D will be tunneled underground beneath people's homes. This adds both cost and complexity to the project. Completing T2D isn't just about finishing a road. The project has the potential to significantly improve traffic flow and boost the economy of South Australia, making it a crucial project for the region's future. The idea of a continuous road linking the north and south of Adelaide isn't new. In fact, it dates back to the 1960s when it was first outlined in the Metropolitan Adelaide Transport Study Plan. Back then, the idea was already considered ambitious. It wasn't just about building a road, but connecting the entire city top to bottom. However, due to planning and funding issues, the project never really moved forward until 2010, when it finally began to take shape. Even then, progress was slow, and the city centre was left out, largely because it was the most challenging part of the plan. But now, after 6 decades, the time has come to complete what was started all those years ago. The final step, digging a tunnel to finish the link. But why go underground? Well, the answer is simple. It's really the only option. If the road were built above ground, it would mean tearing down entire neighbourhoods, historical sites and businesses just to make space. The government has acknowledged this, realising that expanding the road on the surface would erase much of what makes the city unique. So, instead, they've decided to spend billions to create underground tunnels, allowing the city to keep its character intact while traffic moves beneath it. For some, this choice feels almost philosophical. Australia is known for its wide open spaces, yet instead of stretching roads across its landscape, the decision was made to carve them deep underground, preserving the life above ground while managing the traffic below. Now let's break down how the Torrens to Darlington project is going to be engineered. At the heart of the T2D plan are 3 massive tunnel boring machines, or TBMs, built by Herrennecht. These machines are absolutely huge, Each one stretches about 100 meters long and is equipped with a 15-meter cutter head, which, by the way, is the largest one ever used in South Australia. The first TBM was tested in China and just arrived in Adelaide in October 2025. But even though the machines are in place, tunneling won't start until the second half of 2026. Once construction is underway, each TBM will dig about 10 to 15 meters per day. With that pace, it'll take roughly 18 to 24 months to carve out the entire southern section of tunnels. While the machines are working underground, crews will be working around the clock, hauling out thousands of tons of material to the massive 86-hectare Gilman facility. It's definitely a massive operation that will support over 5,500 jobs annually, which is about the size of a small town. The tunnels themselves will reach depths of up to 40 meters, about the height of a 12-story building, but, of course, underground. But here's the real kicker. To make room for this project, more than 524 properties had to be acquired, making it the largest displacement for any modern infrastructure project in Adelaide's history. The geology of the area adds another layer of complexity. The ground is made up of soft sand, clay, limestone, and even dormant fault lines, along with high groundwater levels, all of which increase the risk of subsidence. To make matters even more expensive, each meter of tunnel will cost around $2.3 million. That's a figure that really puts the scale of the project into perspective. The $15 billion price tag for the T2D is definitely a topic of debate, especially given early estimates that showed a benefit-cost ratio of about 0.7, signaling possible losses, which is no surprise. However, more recent government models have painted a much more optimistic picture, suggesting the project could actually bring positive returns. But not everyone is convinced, and critics are still questioning whether these updated figures hold up. One of the main reasons this project is so crucial is its impact on traffic on South Road. Every truck stuck at one of the 21 traffic lights along the route creates a significant disruption in the supply chain, particularly for freight moving from Port Adelaide to the interstate highways. To people outside of Adelaide, the cost might seem excessive, but for locals, it's all about the freedom this will bring. After decades of dealing with traffic bottlenecks, they're looking forward to smoother, faster daily commutes and fewer delays. The Torrens to Darlington Tunnel carries substantial risks beyond the construction phase of the project. To start off, let's take the 6 lanes of underground traffic as an example. All these cars will return to suburban roads at Darlington, increasing the risk of congestion on surface streets. Another factor is Adelaide's entire north-south mobility will depend on this singular tunnel system, meaning under unfortunate circumstances, if the tunnel is closed, there's no alternative route. And as mentioned earlier, over 500 properties across Clovelly Park, West Richmond and South Plympton have been cleared to make way for construction to begin. Despite choosing the tunnel option to preserve the neighbourhoods, they still have to demolish many houses to save a larger portion. Sydney and Melbourne have invested significantly in driverless metros, and Adelaide's biggest infrastructure project is committed to cars for transport, which is why the T2D is Australia's largest underground gamble ever. So the big question, was it all worth it? Looking at the progress so far, things are moving along as planned. Early works for the Torrens to Darlington project kicked off in late 2024, with the major construction set to start in May 2025. The tunnel boring machines are already on site and set to begin tunnelling in 2026, with the project expected to be completed by 2031, though there's hope it might be finished even earlier. If everything goes according to plan, this project could drastically reduce drive times, cutting a typical 50-minute trip down to just 9 minutes. Not only will this improve transport speed, but it's also set to impact thousands of jobs and significantly boost freight efficiency, potentially adding billions to the economy. Of course, there's still a lot of risk involved, and it remains to be seen whether this project will be a success or fall short of expectations. If you found this video interesting, be sure to like and subscribe for more updates and similar content. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.